Trump. Holy God, these people suck. Final story of the day. It's a joint story. It's a what are they called? The twins with the two heads. Anyway, it was going to be a joke. The first one's about the boy who got thrown off the Mall of America balcony. So he fell 3 stories according to reports. I'm going to say that because I didn't see it myself. But 3-story falling, he got thrown off. And there's a miracle, folks. Believe it or not, this kid has, according to the reports I read, no brain damage, no spinal cord injury, no nerve damage, no life-threatening internal injuries. And he fell 3 stories, a 5-year-old. He got chucked off by some psycho dude. And the reason I'm saying this is, first off, there's some finally good news. There's an Easter miracle. Second off, this goes hand in hand with the Easter worshiper story I'm about to do. And trust me, I'll call out bias. I'll call out psycho stuff from both sides, just in case somebody's on the left leaning. I normally call this out. Relax. We got hundreds of videos. We'll talk about it another time. But like, you have to know, with the mainstream media, and when I'm talking mainstream media, I'm talking AP, I'm talking Reuters, I'm talking CNN, Washington Post, New York Times, pretty much every liberal news organization, pretty much everybody but Fox or Breitbart, Vox. It's like hundreds of news organizations. They're so ridiculously dishonest, and they legitimately just really hate white people and Christians. I don't know any other way to put it. It's like, if, just to be quite honest, and you could lie to yourself if you want, that's up to you. If a black boy was thrown off, imagine if a black boy was thrown off a balcony by a white man. Every politician would have tweeted about it. It would have been 2 months of Al Sharpton protests and marches. There would have been racial division throughout CNN, Washington Post. A white man threw a black boy off a balcony. And here's the thing. It should be reported. It should be discussed. It should be national news. But it doesn't always have to be this crazy racial division issue. We get it. Divide and conquer. You want everyone to hate each other so they don't realize you're doing everything. But it was a white boy thrown off by, you know, a black man. Or I don't know exactly. Was he Somalian? I'm not quite sure. Let me know. I don't want to make a false statement, unlike other news that lies to you all the time. But he throws the kid off the balcony, and they not only do they barely talk about it, not only do they not do a racial division, which I don't want to do. This isn't every black or every Muslim person's fault because this guy did this, you know, regardless of his race or religion. It's not their fault. I'm not saying to do that, but not only do they not do that, and I don't want them to, they said he fell off the balcony. They didn't say guy threw a boy off a balcony. Like, that's a pretty big story. But the way to silence that story is boy falls off balcony, man arrested. Like, what it, JFK dies, man arrested in grassy knolls. Like, you know, Abraham Lincoln passes out, falls asleep forever. Man, you know, whatever, Wilkes Booth arrested. Like, no, that's not what happened. He got thrown off a balcony. Like, that's the scoop. He got thrown off. He didn't fall. He didn't just fall. He got thrown, and then he fell. So that's how they play these games, and it can go both ways. It just happens that most media is psychotically liberal. They play these psycho games, and I'll call out right-wing media has been annoying me recently with their exaggerations as well. That's what they do, guys. I don't know if it's like this weird thing, but how sick and disgusting do you have to be? Reuters did it. I'm not talking about just Vox or someone that's like far left. I'm talking Reuters. They're supposed to break stories. They're like, he just fell and then the guy got arrested. Like, no, he got thrown off. So it really annoyed me. But the good news here is no brain damage, no spinal cord injury, no nerve damage, no life-threatening internal injuries. 5 years old, got thrown off 3 stories, and the media bias could not be more apparent. But we're not surprised anymore. Second part of this story is about the Easter worshiper comment. A lot of people wanted me to talk about it. And all right, so some of the best posts, I didn't do it because I didn't feel like, or actually I did post it, never mind. But you look at Obama and Hillary, and not that you should expect anything out of them, but look side by side of how they treated the Christchurch incident and how they treated this incident. And I know, you know, the haters are going to say, well, don't Republicans and conservatives do certain things sometimes? Absolutely. And I call them out and get yelled at all the time. Let's just talk about this. But so when it came to the Christchurch shooting, which was awful, by the way, a psycho loser white guy who I guess he was like super far right, but also was communist. He said he loved communist China. The dude was confused, obviously. Anyway, when he killed somebody, everybody white, literally mainstream media put out an article. Every white person should feel like, I'm not lying. I don't remember the exact headline, so I'm not going to say, but they said every white person in Australia is guilty of this, or every white person in New Zealand. I was like, guys, this is a psychotic thing. And Hillary was like, this is an attack on the Muslim community. White nationalists need to be stopped. And everyone, like, and then same with, Muslim community. When it came to the Easter worshiper tweet, they said Easter worshipers. They couldn't even say Christian, and they didn't condemn all Muslims or all people of that faith. And here's the thing. They shouldn't. They should look into the extreme version of the ideology and understand that it's very real and it's a huge problem in the world. 300 plus people were killed in Sri Lanka. 300 plus. It's disgusting. There's a billionaire from, I forget where, he lost 3 out of 4 of his kids. Sickening, guys. Sickening. And 300 plus people. I'm not asking you to censor everybody. I don't want speech laws. I don't want gun control and weapons regulation. I don't want any of the stuff that they do. All I'm asking for is to not be total hypocrites and also say the damn name. Nobody worships Easter. You celebrate Easter if you worship God, Jesus Christ, and the Bible, and Christianity or Catholicism. Nobody worships Easter. Nobody worships Easter. They're worshiping Jesus Christ on Easter. And vice versa. Would you say Passover worshipers? Would you say Ramadan worshipers? It doesn't make sense because it doesn't. I don't know. Are they satanic? And I'm not talking about like your Satanists where they're good people. There's people that are like, I'm just Satanist. I'm rebelling, but I love everyone. I'm talking like psycho level, next level dark wizardry or something where it's like, are they those type of people? I have no idea. Like, can they not say it? Or are they just liars? Do they want to cover it up? I don't get it. It was at first I was like, people are exaggerating, but then I thought about it. It's like, what the heck is a Easter worshiper? Like, what? That's such an underhanded way to not say Christians. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, we're just all sitting around. We worship Easter 24/7 because it's just such a great. No, it's a holiday that represents Jesus Christ and his return and his legacy, and that's why people are worshiping on there. Very, very crazy, but this is who they are, and this is who a lot of people are. I hope people wake up because I really pray. First of all, as somebody in that realm, I don't want a victim card. I don't want special privileges. I don't want speech laws. I don't want racism. I don't want you to blame all of Islam. I do think that's a slight problem on the right. You have to separate the radical ideology, many of which, just to be quite honest, a lot of politicians on the right, they inadvertently fund the radical version of Islam and then act like they're fighting it. This has happened in the United States for a while. So if you really want to fight radical Islam, you have to understand it and understand where it's got a lot of funding. It's not a surprise that Trump was the first one to actually defeat it in Syria. And there's a lot of people, just to be honest, that don't want it to go away. They want to use it to their privileges or for their benefit. But also, I don't want to blame everybody, but I do when it comes to, radical Islam. I want people to be able to talk about it and say, listen, there's this majority. And I have friends in Pakistan. I say, how many people are in that mind frame? It's a lot of people. It's not everybody, but it's enough that you should be able to talk about it, especially in America. That's fine. But when it comes to Christianity, or anytime a white person does something, not only do they not give us the same benefit of the doubt, we have no victim card. Everybody under the sun. Jewish people have a victim card, so much so I get attacked by right-wing Jewish people. They're calling me anti-Semitic for pointing out that the ADL was founded in 1913 and censors people, and it was a Jewish organization. It's like, guys, this doesn't help your people. It just makes you a lot sketchier. And this is not everybody. I'm just saying, I get called anti-Semitic and literally, thank you to my Jewish followers. I had like 5 or 6 Jewish supporters start yelling at that dude for me and being like, Anomaly's not anti-Semitic and you're an idiot. I was like, thank you, good Jewish people of Anomaly World. I appreciate you guys. But it's like, everyone gets it. You can't talk about Islam. They say Islamophobia. I'm not afraid of Islam. First of all, no one ever accuses me of that because I'm very nice. But also, doesn't mean you're afraid of it just because you talk about it. You could hate it. They're both fake words, just to be honest, to give them a victim card so they can't take any sort of criticism. And that doesn't help Islam. And just to be honest, it doesn't help Judaism, because if you have no self-accountability and no self-awareness and you constantly just try to shut everyone up, not only does it not solve the problem, but it actually makes people hate you more. So it's making Islam less popular and it's making Judaism less popular. And I know people will attack me, but I'm trying to help your people. It's not working. And when it comes to Christians or anything, it's like you don't have a victim card, and I don't want one. It's just like this is America. Freedom of speech, freedom of criticism, right to religion, that's all fine. It's not like my religion can't be questioned. My religion can't be questioned. When your religion does something, even when you get 300 people dying, we're going to attack your religion. No, that's called persecution. That's called a slow and steady, to be honest, genocide, when you can't speak out, your people are dying at record rates, and you're not even allowed to say anything about it. No, that's not going to fly. Sorry, guys. And also, when the Christchurch thing happened, they did social media crackdowns. Facebook changed the whole way that they operate. They did a whole weapons crackdowns in different countries that didn't even have to do with it, or they tried to. And then when 5 or 6 times as many people die, you still get attacked. Get what I'm saying? It's like no matter what happens, it's always your fault. It's not going to fly, guys. People are really getting ticked off. And it's also awakening people to how people really feel. Because when that happened, I saw a lot of Christians and a lot of Catholics be like, oh my God, I realize who hates me and who attacks me. I mean, you had what was it, Bloomberg or one of the other ones? They're writing articles saying, here's why it was a good idea, or here's why it was so great that Notre Dame burned down. There was so much art in there and so much history that it was just overwhelming and needed to burn down. And the writer was Jewish. I don't hate all Jewish people. I don't blame all Jewish people. But if there's an attack on Jews or an attack on Muslims, and you have a Christian or a Catholic writer or a Muslim writer saying, here's why the attack on, here's why the burning of a Muslim, what are they called? Mosque was a good thing. Or if you have, here's why the burning of your temple was a great thing. People would call it out. Every Jew on the planet, anti-Semitism, anti-Semitism. Every Muslim, oh my God, Islamophobia, Islamophobia. But when you do that to a Christian, I'm not allowed to say it, and you're going to call me anti-Semitic for pointing out? No, I'm sorry, guys. That's not going to fly. I don't care how many people on Twitter start attacking me and trying to harass me, because good Jewish people always back me up, and I'm not anti-Semitic, but it's like that stuff only flies when it's anti-Christian or anti-white, and people are getting really ticked off about it. Understandably, what happens when you don't have free speech in your own country? You can't say anything. Every media organization is pointed around you. Every religion is allowed to attack you, burn down your buildings, do anything that they want in the world, and even you existing and saying something about it is now a hate speech. Sorry, guys. I don't care if you're Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, atheist, Jewish, Spanish, Italian, white, black, yellow, orange, green, purple, blue. I am not buying it. I'm not backing down to this ridiculous hypocrisy. And just to be honest, the Easter worshippers comment was very backhanded and very revealing, but we already knew that. And I also do want to say I saw a lot of right-wing Jewish people standing up against that Easter worshiper comment, and I do appreciate that, and I see that, and I respect it, just like I would. And there were Muslims, Imam Tawhidi, and some of my friends standing up against that stuff. I see you guys. I appreciate you guys, and that's the future. I'm just gonna say, good people from every race, religion, and gender. We're not perfect, but honest, integrity, compassion without weakness. You don't want to be a total naive loser. And I get that's why certain cultures are on edge, because they don't want to get hurt. But my big thing, and the reason I call this out, is because if you don't have self-accountability and you just censor anybody else who has a critique of you, it's going to get your people hurt. Sorry, I'm just calling. And like I tell that to the guy who was trying to smear me on Twitter. I don't know if he agrees or not, but I'm like, it's not helping your people. You think it is, but it's just making people madder and madder while not addressing problems in our communities. It's like, you're not responsible for what every person of your religion or race or gender does, but if you're constantly hiding behind that shield and attacking everyone on behalf of that religion, then you got to do it the other way too. You got to be like, all right, well, we got to take care of this. It's not like that and that. I'm not into that stuff. I think good people from every race, religion, and gender are the future. And, if you allow, at bare minimum, I'm not very tribalistic, but I have people hit me up, Anomaly, I want to do this for Christian or white. And it's like, I get it. If everyone else can do it, then why shouldn't you be able to? I'm actually so chill. I have unpopular opinions, but it's like, even people, I'm going to say this before I end, because I kind of think it's funny. Even people who want to segregate like Farrakhan and the white people, I think it would be hilarious to just give them an island or a territory where it's like, okay, to me, that would make America even better, because you'd get all the annoying black people and all the annoying white people who want to live that. And I'm not saying everyone's going to be annoying, but it's like, I think all the people who don't care about that crap and who don't care about identity politics, they'd stay. It's like you'd have, high functioning black people working, not going. You'd have white people who don't care about that stuff. And then people can try it out and see if they're happier. It's like, did your white ethno-state work? No, it didn't work. It did work. All right, congrats. Did your black ethno-state work, Louis Farrakhan? You took 1 million black people with you and you got like a state. It even annoys me, and I know this is unpopular, but I'm going to say it because it's real. It annoys me when even people try to censor those conversations. I don't agree with them. It's not for me, but why can't people have that perspective? Like, if they start violently trying to implement it, throw them in jail immediately. But in my personal opinion, it's like certain countries, like even in Islamic countries, I don't care. Like, if they want to do that, let them do it. But if you want to live that way, go live there. It's like, don't come to America if you want to live in an Islamic country. Same with a lot of these like Louis Farrakhan, he's like, we should go here and we should do do it. I don't care. It's like liberals when they said, I'm going to Canada if Donald Trump moves. See ya, goodbye. I feel like that's awesome. Like, go to Canada. And then Canadians we don't even want you. Like, do what you want to do. I respect the straightforwardness rather than the hypocrisy. If you say you're going to go to Canada or go make an ethno-state in Africa or in Europe, just go do it. It doesn't, no sweat off my back, I feel like it would be an interesting experiment. And on that note, not to be so controversial, but I believe that's what states were originally supposed to be. I'm not talking about the ethno-state thing now. I'm talking about different. In Texas and Tennessee, it's not supposed to be like California. There's too much federal government. If they don't want abortions and they don't want plastic straws outlawed, they shouldn't have to do it. And vice versa in California, if they want to legalize marijuana, everything shouldn't be so federalized. I think that's the beauty of humanity. And it's like, if certain cultures don't want to, do certain things, that's fine. I honestly think that would make people happier. Like, if Farrakhan and whatever the white people could go do their thing, maybe they'd be happy, or they'd figure out that doesn't make them happy, and then they'd figure out what's important in life. It would be a life lesson. Either way, it's like, I don't understand. I feel like our problem now is we micromanage everything. We smash everything together and just piss everyone off. Like with the Middle East too, it's like our foreign policy is awful. And then it's like, we're not helping. We just meddle. And then we're like, what's going on? Why is everyone so mad? Same with here. It's like, guys, immigration's fine. But do it respectfully and smart. Don't just roll the dice. I have friends from Pakistan who are just I always say this, but their family can't come because they changed the system from high level, safe, fully functioning people to just like a dice roll, the lottery system. They're like, and then it's 1-7. They're like, you go. They're like, well, yeah, but I'm a piece of trash. I'm not, I'm the worst person out of this. Well, they're like, you won the lottery. You get to go to America. That's a stupid, really, really stupid system. And I don't know. I guess that's controversial to say nowadays. But same with speech laws before I leave. It's like, when you silence people, it doesn't stop the hate. It makes you look more guilty. They're like, no, you can't say, and it grows. It's like federal government. I'm sure speech organizations started trying to do the right thing, but they grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, and they're out of freaking control. You have the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, which started to defend against anti-Semitism, and now they attack, now they attack Jewish right-wingers. So it's like, it's too bloated where they're just they don't want anyone to talk. And it's like, okay, time to shut it down, time to stop. So it's the same with a lot of this stuff. I'm totally okay. One, I think it's funny to say because I just think it's a funny idea. But also, the speech stuff, it's like pissing everyone off. I'll give you 2 more examples, as I always do, and then we'll roll out. Is the LGBT community and feminists are pissing everyone off. They're not doing the LGBT community a service. They're annoying everyone and making people more uncomfortable with it because they just keep going further and further and further and further and further and further and saying that you have it's went from you have to let them get married to you have to let them play sports and beat the crap out of women. It's that really escalated very fastly. And it's the same with a lot of social justice organization. They're just you got to do this. And then someone's like, hey, this is my opinion. And they're like, racist, sexist, xenophobe, Nazi, horrible. No, this is awful. That's why I'm just like, stop already. It's so annoying. All right. Thank you guys for listening. God bless you. God bless America. God bless your families, and God bless the world. I do want to, I'll end on this note too, just to call it. Someone said so much hate from Christians. I want to say this before I leave. I agree. There's a lot of Christians who are too hateful. There's a lot of Catholics who are too hateful. And I said this on Twitter yesterday just to, at least give some perspective the other way for some people who maybe want to hear it. I think Christianity and Catholicism got crushed in America for multiple reasons, but I don't think it was all media, to be honest. And I don't think it was all education system, although it's some. I think it was a lot of people who were just, representing it without representing it internally. Like when I grew up, a lot of the people who were Catholic, they didn't lead by example. They didn't lead with love and life and the word and message and the spirit of Jesus Christ. They talked about it a lot, but they didn't actually live it. And I think that is a big problem in Christianity and Catholicism. And that's why a lot of people have gotten unreligious over the years. Like for me, it wasn't school and it wasn't the media who made me unreligious when I was younger. It was people seeing the hypocrisy and seeing, not enough people leading with light and love. So I think if you want to do Christianity and Catholicism service, and this goes with a lot of even, people who support Trump as well, there's a lot of great Christians out there and a lot of great Trump supporters, 1,000%. But I do agree, a lot of the hate leads people right back to the left. So they see that and they're like, whoa, I don't want to be Christian. I don't like Trump. And then they run back to the left. So the best way to like open your arms to Christianity, Catholicism, and even right-wing ideology as far as low taxes, less government, First and Second Amendment, you don't have to be a total pussy, just to be honest. But, I think it is. I think that is a big problem. So I feel you. I'll level with you there. God bless you guys. God bless America. God bless your family. And God bless the world. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting. I want to say, yeah, no, it's in everything. But I'm down to say that too, because like I said earlier, I think self-accountability is key in any community. So if I'll call it one way, I'll call it the other way. But I've said enough. Thank you guys for supporting. And also thank you to everybody who became a supporter on Facebook. I appreciate it. It's been cool so far. I'll do another stream and we'll do other posts too. I've been very busy. I just want to say I had 2 shows with like 1,000+ people at the House of Blues in Anaheim and the House of Blues in San Diego. I did a song with a band called Trapped, called Come Together, and we performed it live. It went amazingly well. I have the footage of the second night. I have better footage too. I'm going to make a compilation video. It went so well. The crowd was epic, and I'm going to be doing more shows like that. They're pretty big for a self-proclaimed hip-hop artist and news analyst like Fox News said. But all jokes aside, thank you for being patient with me. That's why I haven't made videos recently. Also, I want to say, guys, I'm taking a vacation in a bit. I'm not going to say when, but I'm going to schedule posts and do stuff, but I'm taking a break, so I'll be gone, and then I'll be back, and I'll be refreshed and energized, and I'll be very happy. So thank you for being patient with that. A lot of stuff going on, but it's been a really good week, and also thank you to everyone supporting on DonorBox, Patreon. It's been epic, and like I said, that's why I get so salty when Fox News says that about me, because I feel like I've done a lot for the right wing in America, just to be honest. I've helped Trump a lot, and I've also tried to bridge the gap and make people realize that not all libertarians and right wingers are these crazy psychos. And then they thank me after 2 years of work by calling me self-proclaimed. And I say that because it's like they've never booked me, they've never done anything, no donors pay me, I get barely any organizations. Like, it's all, I'm not hating on them, I'm just saying that's why, one, I defend myself, and second, I appreciate the support so much, because literally without you guys, there's nothing. And it's pretty cool when everybody doubts you. Everybody, I'm not saying everybody, but you get what I'm saying. It's like no big institutions, organizations, or record labels, they always passed over me, they always slept on me, and they always never wanted to work with me because my vision was different. And I always thought what we're doing now, telling the truth, keeping it real, I always thought for a decade now, even when I was doing other stuff, I said, this is the future. This is how you make long-term relationships. This is how you win. Like, I'm not going to talk about drugs, and at one point I did, I'm not going to lie, in music, but like not crazy drugs. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about all this ignorant stuff just to do that. I want to talk, and they always passed on me, and now it's crazy, even to this day, even though they pass on me in so many opportunities, what we've built, which is just crazy engagement, like more shares than they can ever get, more engagement and influence, they can't touch it. With all the money they have, all the resources, they have thousands of people. They have low energy losers working on staff all over the place, and some good people too. But it's like, I know it probably annoys them because they're like, this kid's on his couch. He started with no money. You know, people are funding the whole operation, and we have 10 million times more people and all the cameras, and they still can't touch it. So I want to say that's the most amazing part of this, is the fact that you guys have made this enormous, and it's gotten the message that I've always wanted to get to the world, out to the world. And that means the world to me, and I feel very, very grateful every single day. And it bothered me for years, just not being able to get a certain message that I wanted to get out to the world, and you projecting that and just being so supportive and amplifying it, and also weighing in and being awesome on your own. I appreciate that, and I will never forget that. So thank you guys again. God bless you, and I'll be back tomorrow or soon.